Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey and investment of $1,000 for a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video I'm going to be breaking down the Nexbridge Hydrocarbons 10K filing and also comparing it with the previous filing, and also focusing on legal matters, financials, and also looking at the section where they have stated that they have paid 100,000 shares for a consultant. So stay tuned for that. And we're also going to be looking at ticker symbol APDN, which was called out in the Discord, and currently one of the monkey stock plays that we are watching, and up close to 90% over the previous 3 days. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So we can see here, first headline from Reuters, that Wall Street is eyeing its best week of the year as recession fears subside, and this was also covered in the previous video where we had excellent retail sales. And from Bloomberg we can also see here, big tech wipeout turns to a dip by a bounty as stocks are surging back, and the Nasdaq 100 is looking for the biggest weekly gain since November, and techs are also benefiting significantly. And in other news here, we can see in terms of gold has also hit an all-time high and surpassed $2,500 for the first time in anticipation of a potential rate cut from the Fed. So before we look at comparison of the two filings, we're going to start by summarising some of the key things that are found in the 10Q. And we can see on the Edgar page here, this was updated August 14, 2024. And this is for the period ending June the 30th, 2024. So I did post about this as soon as it was released, stating that this is going to summarise the consolidated financial statements and plus related disclosures from the original filing relating to impairment analysis with respect to the Oro Grande properties. So we do need an S1, but let's have a look at the Form 10Q, which is now available. So in terms of the key explanatory note at the beginning, obviously confirming with regard to the dates and items amended summarized here, it's stating here it relates to the consolidated financial statements. In the items amended in the filing, we can see here it also states here that it restates the consolidated financial statements and related disclosures from the original filing, and as well as that, the management have applied accounting procedures to examine the need for impairment adjustment to carry the value of the unevaluated oil and natural gas assets and triggering an event related to the potential expiration on December the 31st, 2024 for the underlying mineral lease for the company's Oro Grande project was noted. So this is something that is critical, and I think the company are aware of it, and something that they will be addressing with a matter of utmost urgency. So negotiations discussions with the lessor were in progress. So they have confirmed that. And let's now move on to have a look at some of the key summaries here in terms of, first of all, McCabe's contribution agreement. And we know that here he did have an agreement on July the 25th, 2023. But let's move up to the current period at the bottom. So during the 6 months ended June the 30th, 2024, we recorded an amount payable to MPC of just in excess of $97,000 to recognise payments made previously by MPC to maintain the Bronco oil and natural gas leases. So that's again positive, because it is important to keep hold of the leases. And a quick update in terms of the legal matters. So again, I'm focusing on the date June 2024, and we can see here the company has stated that just in excess of $306,000 was received from an initial settlement arising from the Cordas matter. And the other interesting thing they stated is that additional settlement funds in an amount to be determined will be forthcoming. So it looks like they will be due more cash from this hopefully soon. And in the next section here, in terms of stockholder equity, again confirmation that the company has 500,000 shares of authorised common stock, 50 million shares of preferred stock, and again this gets updated as of December as of December the 31st 2023. They had just in excess of 248 million shares of common stock, and if we now look at the period June the 30th 2024, the company have just in excess of 251.93 million shares of common stock and no shares of preferred stock. So that's the latest update there. And then we can see here in terms of the December 2022 note, we're going to only focus on the June 30th 2024 date here, and it states here the company had $21.28 million in principal amounts outstanding under the 2022 note as of June the 30th 2024, and they had 1.3 million in accrued but unpaid interest on that note. And in the final section we'd gain confirmation that this is dated August 14 2024. So let's now focus on some of the key changes. So we can see here in red the previous filing is for the period March 31st 2024, and the latest one just been released is for the period June the 30th 2024, and this one we can see is highlighted in green. So if we look at some of the first key changes on in green, and these represent the section under assets, and we can see here cash it's now been updated just in excess of 1.1 million, accounts receivable just approximately 176,000, but total current assets is now $1.62 million compared to the previous total current assets 2.78 million. So it is down. Oil and natural gas properties net of impairment is now recorded as an increase just in excess of $217,791 compared to the previous $205,413, and total assets is down overall. Now the figure is just in excess of 1.94 million compared to the previous 3.092 million. So that's the key update there in terms of the assets, and we can also see here in terms of the dates and drilling, and we can see here in green as of December the 31st 2023 and at June the 30th 2024 the drilling requirements have been met, and leases covering approximately 134,000 acres remain in effect. So again, positive news being restated here, but this time for the period June the 30th 2024. And we can see here in terms of something which I think is interesting, and that is with regard to consultancy, and they stated here in green we can see on April the 2nd 2024 they entered into an agreement, or should we say consulting agreement, with a third-party individual. I think probably most of us know who this person is, under which the consultant has agreed to provide an analysis and advisory services for us for consideration of 100,000 shares of common stock. So this person is not being paid in cash. This person has received 100,000 shares. So I think that's a reasonably good deal, especially with regard to them not using money instead. And again, this is now confirming June the 30th 2024 the company has just in excess of 251 million outstanding shares of common stock, no shares of preferred stocks. And the final change I'm going to share with you here in the green here on the right, and that is again continuing with the theme of the consultancy, and they're saying they have entered as of April the 2nd 2024 into this consultancy agreement with the individual, issued him 100,000 shares, and it did not involve a public offering based on the following factors. So first of all, the securities were an isolated private transaction. A limited number of securities were issued to a single purchaser. There was no public solicitation. The investment intent of the purchaser and the restriction on transferability of the securities issued. So again, I think that is something important for the company to do, especially with regard to them getting expertise in terms of what's going on. We know there are key issues with the SEC. We know there are key issues with FINRA. We know there are unresolved issues relating to outstanding shorts who have not yet covered their positions, and Greg McCabe himself in his correspondence with FINRA and also the SEC has stated that he has been approached by a number of companies wishing to buy back the shares. So as investors, we're now looking forward to the S1, and hopefully Greg McCabe can use 40 million shares as a starting point to sell them, hopefully for a price in excess of $1,000. But let's see. I mean, that's what the shareholders would believe that is the absolute minimum, and I think that could be potentially then used to make some payments for everybody out there who needs them. Finally, let's finish off by having a look at the symbol APDN, also known as Applied DNA Sciences. So this is something that was called out on the 14th of August 2024 in the Discord, and was also posted where we stated here breaking news with regard to the monkeypox virus. And some of the stocks that we were keeping an eye on included APDN, GOVX, SIGA, and also TNXP. And we followed this up with breaking news yesterday in the Discord in terms of the first case of more contagious monkeypox the virus found outside of Africa. So I know a number of members in the Discord did buy in a couple of days ago, and if we have a look at what happened earlier, I did post that obviously this was called out 2 days ago with regards to the monkeypox virus, as well as other stocks related to the monkeypox virus. But if we have a look at the chart for APDN right now at time of editing, over the previous 2 or 3 days it's up in excess of 107%, and right now today I think it's up close to 70% on the day at 75 cents. And I think something interesting also I'm going to share with you here is some recent institutional investors who have been buying in February, May, June of 2024. But the interesting one here is on the 9th of August, there was another institutional investment here from Levictus Partnerships, and they obviously bought this just before this news. So I'm not implying that the Levictus partners knew about the monkeypox virus in advance, but it's certainly something that for them it was a positive investment. And finally, if you would like to get a copy of our daily stock alerts, due diligence, breaking news, and as well as the weekly watch list, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.